So how did you feel when after the exam you didn't pass and we wrote together and I passed? How did you feel? I think I know that person.
Oh, shut up.
So they withheld your results.
They withheld it, Anel.
Probably because of that lady.
That lady.
Said it before. Hey, stop that.
Hi YouTube family, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Today, like I always say, I have another special guest. She is one of my favorite nurse friends. I've known her from nursing school. We did our rotation together. That's our national service back in Ghana together. She's the most intelligent nurse I've ever worked with, honestly. I've learned so much from her. I'm still learning from her. And we've been through so much together. Today, she's going to share something very, Joyce, how do I even describe it? Something she went through, okay, and I'm sure some of you are going through that, and then she's only here to motivate you, to tell you not to give up based on her story, okay? It's about her Ielts, journey. Right, Joyce, I'll leave you to introduce yourself briefly because already you've made us late.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hi, good day. I'm Joicel. I prefer to be called Joicel. I completed nursing school from Kenya State 2016. Went to do my national service or rotation in Kenya State Hospital in 2017 to 2018, I think. Yeah. After that, I went to do about a year in a private hospital and then came to UK in 2019. I know the Jenny's been with Nanelle, so she knows a lot of the story.
Yeah, Joyce, come to think of it, it's not only KNUST we did together and then rotation we did together. We've been through a lot. Remember, we started applying for masters in the
UK. We
were applying to and all those schools.
Oh my
writing
God.
personal statements.
Writing personal statements.
We've been through a lot together. But I always say that I have a feeling God intentionally puts you, because when we're in school, you were not really my friend. Like I just knew you, but because we did our rotation together, I got to know you personally. And I fell in love with you, honestly. Yes, you are okay, you are knowledgeable. I learned so much from you.
Oh, I'm shy.
Honestly, I'm not even joking. And I always say that you are one person that I wish we were working together in the same trust or the same care home.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Ielts, we would have been working together because
probably
we were doing everything together. And
I like working with you because I'm not even saying this to make your head big or anything. I like working with you because you make sure you gain a lot from whatever section or department you are in.
Yeah, sure.
We were in A&E together at KUST rotation. I was just coming normal with my swag, And then I saw this lady with a notebook. I found everything she's learning at the A&E, and it was so packed and so informative. I remember one of the doctors gave you money because of that book.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I went to a commercial area to buy a similar book. And then I started my And then when I came to the UK, I've been doing that as well. It has been really, really helpful.
Yeah.
I have a feeling God paired us together at that hospital just so that I'll learn a lot from you. And you've been a great friend, and I'm still learning from you.
Thank you.
So now let's go back to the main question of the day. How many times did you have to write IELTS before you passed to come to the UK?
I think I wrote it 4 times.
4 times.
4 times, yeah.
Wow. We were doing everything together. Initially, we wanted to come and do our masters in the UK together. So we tried applying for masters in the UK, but we got the admissions, but we couldn't afford the fees and everything. So we had to look elsewhere. We decided to come and practice as nurses in the UK. And then we started to write our IELTS together. We booked our IELTS on the same day. And then we went to write together. Actually, some of the tips that I used to pass my IELTS, and I always say this, you gave me those tips.
Yeah.
Because you were going for classes and you had a few tips. All the Cambridge books that I had, you sent them to me. So how did you feel when after the exam you didn't pass and we wrote together and I passed? How did you feel?
Honestly, I cried. The first one, I cried. Like I was just honest with myself. So I was like, Joyce, it's all right to cry. Just let it out. I cried. And I said to myself, I'm going to do it again. I don't care. I don't mind. Like, I will study again. So I gave myself time, and for about a month or 2, and then re-strategize, and I went again.
What did you get the first time? What was the result?
I think the first time I got listening 6.5, because I remember when we were doing the listening, the second session was, I think it was a map, and I got lost totally. Like I don't know what happened. I got lost and it affected the whole thing. So I got 6.5 in listening, 6 in writing, 6.5 in reading, and 7 in speaking. So that was the problem with the first one. The good thing about all the IELTS I've written is that the speaking is been brilliant. I've got 7, 7.5, 7. So I've not got any problem with the speaking. It's just the other modules. So I sat down, thought about all these things, and thought about how best I could go at it again. And so I thought of it and I realized the listening wasn't a problem if you stay on track with the people reading whatever they are reading. So I realized it was reading and the writing, which I learned so much about that one. And then I went to the second time. So the second time, which I would have passed, but it was the reading. I think I left something in. I left our question 27 or something. And when she said stop work, I was like, oh, let me just put a B or something. It's better to write something than to leave it blank. So I said, let me just put a B. And I remember it was just a B I wrote. And the lady said, one of the invigilators said, the lady at the back, stop work. Trust me, when she said that, I was like, oh my God. And what made it worse was that when she was taking the papers, she did not take mine. She took everybody's, left mine, and came for mine later. So I figured it was going to be a problem. So I kept praying about it. I was so worried. And you know, when you finish an exam and you don't feel good, it affects you throughout the waiting period until the results comes in. And knowing this what happened, it really affected me. And to make it worse, when the results came in, my results slip was not passed when I went to the British Embassy or whatever it's called.
British Council.
British Council.
So they withheld your result.
They withheld it, Nanelle.
Probably because of that lady.
That lady, which you know her, that particular lady at that. Oh no, you do. I don't want to mention her name. You do. I don't want to mention her name. It's like,
yeah. I get you.
That lady, I don't think I'll ever forget her. But it's fine. She was doing her job. I mean, that's what she's paid for. So I went the next Monday because it came on a Friday, and she said, it's not it. I went the Monday. She saw me. She was like, are you Joyce? I said, yes. So she remembers me so well. She went for an opened DHL envelope, opened it, and it was just my slip in there. And I had passed everything except the reading.
What did they give you for the reading?
They gave me 6.5. Like, they know what you're going to use it for. Something, just something so you don't pass. Or probably they went back to watch the cameras, the whatever, to make sure it wasn't any cheating or something. I was like, fine, I can't do it again. But I was so sure I did it well. So I was like, fine, this proves that you studied very well. So you're going to pass the next time, just do it again. I went again, and then for the third time, I had 6 in writing. And I was like, what again? Like, I've done everything. So I said, I don't mind. And that time too, I used to go to Confanochi NTC to study. And there was this guy who kept saying, Joyce, stop it. Why? Like, just try NCLEX, just stop it. I said, no, NCLEX is just going to take forever. I can't wait for that time. I'm going to write it again. So I went for the 4th time. And then finally that fateful Friday, I got a message. I checked and I had passed.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was all joy. I was so happy that day. Yeah.
So you had to write it 4 times, and then
4 times, yeah.
4th time. Wow. Yeah. So what kept you going? Why didn't you give up?
I think it's just me. It's something that when I put my mind to, until I get it, I don't give up. One thing I've realized about me, because it's not just with the IELTS, it's with a lot of things. If I say this is what I want, I have to get it. And I will do everything possible, everything legally possible to get it. to get it. I was like, so far as I'm thinking about what went wrong, trying to re-strategize, trying to study, I know for sure, definitely it was going to happen one day. So once I had that feeling, I kept on going.
Take us through the financial challenge, because IELTS is expensive. It is expensive.
Yeah.
And then you were able to write 4 times. And at the time, you were not really working. You were just doing some private nursing job somewhere, which was not really paying. So how did you manage?
Nanelle, all right. I had a massive support from friends and family. I had somebody who assured me, was like, Joyce, forget about the money. Like, the money is there. It doesn't matter how many times you write it. You just get the money.
Oh.
That was not the problem at all.
I think I know that person.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, so that was not a problem at all. Like, I never ever thought of the money. Like whatever related to the IELTS, like it wasn't a problem. Yeah.
And I know that you went for training.
Yeah.
Would you say it's necessary?
Personally, I would say no, because I did the training before I sat for my first IELTS. And mind you, it's a business somebody's running. They'll make you feel you are confident. They'll make you feel you can do it, but without doing any proper assessment. So when I failed the first time, I was like, there's no point going back. Sit down, read all your notes again, practice, and that is it. Personally, I don't think it's necessary.
But I also think that it was helpful in a way because you knew the kind of materials to use, and you told me that, and I helped me with those materials.
Yeah.
You showed me a few tips and tricks here and there that I also used. So I think maybe it wasn't so bad. What do you think?
And I think with all the materials I gave you, it was a friend who gave to me.
Okay.
The only thing I would say really helped me from the class was basically enlightening me on what the IELTS is about. But if you are studying, you definitely get to that point. You don't necessarily need anybody to know that.
Okay.
So with all that I told you about, it was just YouTube, other YouTubers. I watched my strategies and those stuff. I don't really think it's necessary. It's just somebody's business. I can go to Ghana right now, set up a similar business, get somebody who's intelligent and get them to get that. And they know people are desperate to pass. You just have to be a good talker. That's it. And you get your money.
I get you.
So I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. It's just setting time for yourself, because you can't be at home and be watching TV and say, I'm studying IELTS. No, I would walk to the library to sit down for hours, like apportion time for what you are doing. Know that it's important to you, and that's it.
So why didn't you consider going to other countries with lower IELTS score requirements? Like I hear Ireland has a lower IELTS score requirement.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go there?
Yeah.
And you talk about why you didn't want to go to America because the process is longer. What about Ireland?
Honestly, I didn't think of that one. What came to mind was Australia and Canada. I think there were not a lot of people doing those countries. So if you needed help, it would have been stressful. So I was like, let me just do the UK, because a lot of people were doing it at that time. And if you were stuck at some point, exactly. So you just get people who can help you with that. Yeah.
I understand you. And why did you not ever consider remarking?
I think the remarking is good for writing.
Okay.
Because that is somebody's discretion to what you've said.
Okay.
But with the reading, the listening, those ones, it's just what you've got.
Yeah.
It's fixed. So I don't think it was necessary.
What about clubbing through IELTS results?
It was possible, but I think with the clubbing, you shouldn't have gotten a 6 in any of them or something. Yeah. And the problem I had was I had a 6 in the third IELTS, I think. Yeah. So I couldn't have done it.
Okay. So from the period of the first time,
yeah,
the IELTS, and to the very last time, that was the fourth time. What was the duration? How many months?
I think I started in 2018. So I think the first one is June 2018, the one I did with you. And I went again 2018 October, I think. I did the remaining 2 in 2019.
It was a span of, is it about a year?
Yeah, I'll say a year. Yeah.
So what do you think makes people fail IELTS? Aside the people that do not study enough.
Yeah.
There are people who won't study enough to prepare. But you are an extremely intelligent person that I know of. So what do you think that causes that? People that are smart and have put in a lot of work to prepare, what do you think causes them to not get like the required IELTS score?
I think it's not got to do with whoever is studying. It's not got to do with the person itself. It's got to do with how the exam is structured, because we've got 4 modules, and if you fail one, you failed everything. So you've got to do it again. I think the problem is that you just have to know where you're not good at. So if it's the reading or if it's the writing you're not good at, just be honest to yourself. Assess yourself. Know that this is what I'm not good at. Target that particular module. If you are pushing time, give that particular module like more time to study and study and study. Then go again. I think it's going to work if you do it that way. But if you keep failing, I don't think it's a problem of yours at all. Just don't blame yourself. It's just a system.
So fast forward, you passed the IELTS, you came
Yeah.
to UK, somewhere in Manchester, a trust in Manchester, you're working with A&E, and you were awarded the best nurse in your department.
Yeah.
I've been here for over a year. I have an award. You are getting awards and all that. And then that makes you know that, sometimes when your testimony is delaying,
Yeah.
like, just calm down. You don't know what God has in store for you.
Yeah.
Because, Joyce, I came here before you, right?
Yeah.
I wrote the first exam with you, but somebody would have just gotten so demotivated and just forgetting about it. You pushed hard, you got here, you went A&E, one of the tough places to work, and over there you've been awarded in a trust as the best nurse in that department, and you passed NCLEX. The testimonies are just coming all the time, and I don't even have any of those testimonies yet.
You will.
So it's not really who goes first. That's what I want people to know. If, let's say, somebody you wrote the exam with is already here, and then you think that, oh, God has betrayed you, it's not like that. I came here before Joyce, but so admirable the things that she's been able to accomplish and that she's been here. It's so admirable, and I'm proud of you, Joyce.
Thank you. I know.
And I just want you to tell us what made you get that award. What do you think you did exceptionally that made you get? I'm not surprised about the award. I always say to my husband that I wish I was in the same place with Joyce, because I've learned a lot from her. I know that when she gets here, she's going to do a lot. And then after going through all this hell to pass Ielts for UK, you've gone to write NCLEX. You have plans of maybe leaving to America one day. As well. Yeah.
It's not been easy. Everybody who is into this field knows that A&E in England is not an easy task at all. You have to know what you're doing to be recognized. I think my batch was the last batch A&E had in terms of international nurses. We were the third out of three batches that came. And I think it was 6 of each batch. So we were 18 international nurses, in addition to the people who were in the trust or in that department before. It wasn't like people who are sat in the office and decided to give you this award. No. They just said, whoever you think deserves this award, just put the person's name in it.
So who was doing the voting? Is it the staff?
It was the staff. I even voted for somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's how it works. And the thing is, anybody I worked with, because we are in a different place, they have a perception about you already. Like, you're coming from a poor country, you're not so good with even how much we pay for our fees, like in school. They think it's so cheap to the extent that we wouldn't be taught exactly. So they question our quality of education already. So I said, okay, this is your perception about us, no problem at all. So whoever I worked with, I made sure to prove a point. I don't mind who you are. If you are a matron,
I think that's a good state of mind to have.
Yeah.
You're going to prove everyone wrong that thinks that if you're from Africa, you're probably not a good enough nurse to practice in the UK. So you put that in your mind, and then you strive for the best in everything you do. I think that's a good mentality to have.
The first instance I realized that I was gradually getting into people's minds was when I was in supernumerary. Like, I had passed my OSCE, was in supernumerary, and was to shadow a lady, and she was supposed to do a male catheter or something. And mind you, this person is being in the department for long. So she was like, Joyce. I said, what do you need? And she was like, oh, I'm trying to pass this catheter. And I said, fine, it's fine. I'll give you a hand. And I didn't, mind you, I'm in supernumerary. I've done my training all right, but I've not done it in England, but I was still doing it in Ghana. And it's all how I went in. I said, no, it's fine, I'll do it. So I went in very confident to do it, and I just did it. So when we came out, I was going to resource to do something, and before I could enter the room, I could hear my name. So I entered, and she was like, oh, I was just talking about you. And I was like, yeah, I heard. And she said, oh, I was just telling her, you didn't take long to prove yourself right. I said, okay, that's good, I know. And then I left. It was just that little thing. Like, anybody you work with, make sure, like I worked with this person. It's just a little thing. You don't have to do extra. Just be yourself and be knowledgeable. That's all they need. Always make sure. You think I'm from a poor country. My quality of education wasn't good, but you don't know this. Hello. Yeah. So those were the little things. I think when it came out, I think I had a lot of people who had put out my name, and at first I didn't like it because they were sort of looking at me as, oh, that international nurse who came, and it was like those 2 batches had been there and nobody got it, and it's like somebody from the 3rd batch came. Some people were saying, oh, because she has a degree, so it's a bit different. And I'm like, you do anatomy and physiology, I do anatomy and physiology. It
doesn't really matter.
Exactly. So
you're not surprised though. Be honest, I'm not surprised. And then after struggling to pass your IELTS for UK, you want to write NCLEX. You pass the NCLEX at your first try. So that means maybe you might leave us to America. I don't want to ask you that question.
Yeah, I will definitely do. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, England has never been the option, Nanel. It has always been America. But the thing is, looking at staying in Ghana to wait for 3 years to get to America, I could be here and waiting.
Okay, I get
so
you.
I thought of it that way, and I was like, why don't I come to England? Because once you pass all your exams for England, it takes like what? It takes like 6 months or less to even get to England. And it's very easy doing it here. You are working, you are getting good money, currency-wise, and you are studying. So once you are here, I've passed, I'm waiting, I'm working. It's absolutely fine. So I waited that way. That's what made me come to England.
That's what made you, okay.
Yeah.
So congratulations on passing the NCLEX.
Thank you.
Only how many questions?
75. Yeah.
75 questions. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I will bring you again. Hopefully you honor my invitation, and hopefully you are not late. And then I'll ask you more about the NCLEX, how you studied to pass and all that. I'm proud of you. Keep inspiring people, and know that I love you so much. Okay?
I know, right? But I know you are doing a very good job. You are doing a very good job. I keep watching your videos. Like, I'm not surprised you've got to this point. Like, honestly.
Thank you.
You know you are always in my prayers. So
thank you. Your final words for those who are failing IELTS. Your final words.
Honestly, if you are failing it, don't see yourself as the problem. It's just the system, that how the exam is structured. So always sit down, think about all that you failed, and consider what made you fail. Re-strategize. Set time for yourself to study the IELTS. Don't say, oh, I'm just studying the IELTS, watching TV, doing that. No, set time. If you have the chance to go to a library, go to a quiet place, study, take it serious, and you're going to pass it. All
right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well spoken. Bye. Tell them to subscribe.
All right. And please subscribe to Nanel's channel. You know, she's doing a good job, and once she gets to that level or to get to the top, it's all us. So everybody, please subscribe to her channel.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Like, it's so like
I have to have personal.
So it's so admirable.